I have a problem. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at what I got over Christmas in 2025. This stunning Hornby Centenary ROVEX set from 2020. I know I'm 5 or 6 years too late, but hey, never too late to get a new model. And without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, I really want to point out that the box looks beautiful. I love the locomotive, looks like it's crashing through the box, and I like the choice of red that they used. The back of the box shows off some basic product information, and I like the style of it. The top shows the product code R1251TF, celebrating 100 years of Hornby Train Set, Centenary Year Limited Edition 2020. Now let's get to unboxing the train set. Here we have some basic instructions regarding the controller and the locomotive. Here's the Centenary Certificate of Authenticity. Mine is number 985. Hornby Standard Track Rerailer. The US Power Plug Supply. Hornby's newer style of analog controller. A few set of straight pieces as well as the power track. A complete set of third radius curves. One of the two LMS coaches that comes with the set. We'll see this in more detail in a little bit. The second coach, which looks kind of identical to the last one. And finally, the locomotive, the Hornby Princess Royal. Just through the box, this feels incredibly heavy. I can't wait to get it out. First, we're going to take a look at the first class LMS coach. The coach itself comes with a separate detail like the corridors and some extra couplings. The coach itself is decently light, not really too much, but I personally think that it could do with a little bit more weight. The printing on it looks great. I love the detail with the windows and all the bogies. Corridors look nice. The buffers are nice and sprung, unlike my call-it coaches. The underframe detail is pretty good, and we can see the crest right here. The other side of the coach has a bit more detail on the windows, and I love the curtains. Now we're going to look at the third class coach. Overall, it's pretty much the same, just without the covers on the windows, but it looks just as good. For some reason, one of the buffers on this one isn't sprung. It just looks like they didn't have the spring mechanism fitted, which I don't really care. It doesn't really affect the performance in any way. And finally, the locomotive. Here we have some quick detail. The spare axle used, and if you want to replace the blind axle on the locomotive. Extra coupling hook and brake rigging detail. Cylinder drain cocks and steps. And there she is. Wow. The tender itself is very light. The detail on her is of way higher quality than on my other Princess Royal. I'm not sure if these engines ever actually carried British Railways black, but I think she looks really nice in it. I'm not sure if it comes across well on camera, but the finish isn't too plasticky, which is alright. I would have liked more of a gloss on her though. The detail on the bogie on the back actually looks very nice. I love how it looks like one solid chunk rather than on the other Princess where it's swiveling. She looks way chunkier than the previous one. I don't know if it's just part of the molding or if it's more accurate, but she just looks beefier than the last one. You can definitely tell she has power behind her. Sprung buffers, of course, that's a must with a locomotive that should cost this much. I love the valve gear, it's just so ominous, especially with how big this locomotive is. The coal load is removable and it's actually a lot easier to remove it than on a lot of my other models, so that's nice. The top have these metal safety valves and plastic whistle. The other side is basically identical, just missing the reverser rod. And I really like the red on the nameplate, it really stands out. Out of all my British locomotives, she is definitely the heaviest one. I can definitely tell she's going to pull a lot. Here we have the 3 items that come with the set. I'm really excited to get these all together. I'm sure it'll look beautiful. Now I'm going to put together the loop that comes with the set. I did try putting them together in front of the camera, but some of the fish plates are really difficult to put together. So, you know, just watch me struggle. And here we have the completed loop. I'm not going to be using the controller that Hornby supplied because I don't really trust those controllers. Let's see how well she runs. I can already tell this is one of the smoothest engines in my collection, right up there with the J15. She also has a glowing firebox, which is a first for my collection. Maybe on my controller she's not the best crawler. Probably on other controllers it'll be way better, but for now I don't really mind about the slow speed. I'm really going to be running her at fairly decent speeds. if you guys can hear that bit of a squeak or scrape noise that only happens on the curves, I think it's because the track's new, but I'm not too sure. She hasn't made that sound since I've had her, so hopefully it was just the track breaking in as well as the wheels. When she does get up to speed, she's very smooth, and I really love catching the light from the firebox when she passes by. Now let's check out the coaches. They seem fairly free rolling. I did notice a bit of a scrape when going on the curve. That might be the coach body hitting the wheels, but that doesn't really seem to be too much of a problem right now, so I'm not concerned. Let's get her coupled up. And let's get her going. Overall, I really love this set. I'm so glad I found it at a pretty decent price. I didn't actually receive this from anyone else for Christmas. I bought this myself thinking, hey, it's Christmas, I might as well treat myself. I got it for 250 bucks, which I think is a pretty good deal, especially compared to other prices I've seen around. And taking into account that most people are asking for about $300 for just the locomotive itself, I think I got a pretty good deal for this. And considering the quality of this engine, I really love it. This one is Princess Elizabeth, so I have both the preserved examples. Not in their current liveries, but hey, at least I have both of the preserved ones. If you find this set for a decent price like I did, at least I hope I did, I really recommend going for it. It's really nice to have. The box itself is really unique. I really like it. And you can only get the Locomotive in BR Black in this set, so there's that. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me for this little overview of Hornby's Centenary ROVEX set. If you enjoyed it, please, I encourage you to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.